Hi, Alan Warman again, here back for the South Beach series of helpful videos on YouTube. Today's segment is going to be a good one. It's going to be about sock management. Oh my goodness, this is so important. You're saying sock management. I don't know, I don't wear socks because I'm an amputee nowadays. But we do wear socks. I refer to prosthetic socks as shims, and now I'm going to show you why. When we first get up in the morning, go to put our prosthesis on, more so for our below-the-knee amputees than our above-the-knee amputees, but it does have some impact on our above-the-knee amputees. But sock management is something very simple. Basically, when I get up in the morning, I just woke up and I'm sleepy. Now I'm going to get going because I got to brush my teeth, take a shower, get my day going. I'm going to be putting my liner on. In the other segments I've been part of, we showed you how to don and doff liners, so you should be an expert at this by now. I have my liner on, and in one of my other ones, I told you sometimes I have pastrami sandwiches the day before. I'm a little swollen, so when I go to get into my prosthesis, it's a little tough, but on this with the pin suspension, it clicks in, I'm in. And pretty much it's a nice tight fit. I get up, I go do my thing, I've walked around a little bit, but then I notice, wow, it's a little loose. Wow, what do I do? Don't panic. That's why we provide you with several different sizes of socks, or prosthetic socks as the industry calls them, or what Alan calls prosthetic shims. The purpose of these socks is to reposition our limb within the socket where your practitioner has decided you should have the most ample comfort and support. But because of the nature of our loss of limb, as we're in a confined vessel and we walk, it's going to push that fluid out of our limbs. All that pastrami water is coming out of the limb, up into my thigh, back into the lymphatic system, okay? And it'll be absorbed by the rest of the body. Now, all of a sudden, my limb is smaller. So what we do is we have prosthetic socks. They come in different shapes, different sizes, different thicknesses. At one time, we used to use, which I may or may not be able to see on the video, is a color code on the top of the socks. But the manufacturers, God bless them in their infinite wisdom, each one decided to use different color bands for different thicknesses. So what did I do? I'm fooling them. I'm smarter than them. You take a black magic marker, and at the bottom of the sock, because it's inside there, nobody's going to see it, mark down the thickness. This is a 3-ply. Just like when they used to advertise, my garbage bag is not going to tear because it's 16-ply thick. Well, that has to do with the thickness of the material. This is a 1-ply. This is a 5-ply. It's a very simple, and I have an oddball one here. I must be special. I got a 2-ply also. But basically at delivery, we're going to be giving you 2 liners, 3 5-ply socks, 3 3-ply socks, and a bag of 1-ply fit-all, which you'll cut to length for yourself. Basically, with these socks, in the morning, I may only require a 1-ply. So I put it on. Now, very important for us, pin suspension, that we get it over that pin. If you get it caught like this and go into your socket, you're going to be making that emergency phone call to Uncle Alan, who's going to decide whether or not he's going to get you unstuck. Because normally you do this in a rush first thing in the morning, or at night when you wanted to put your prosthesis on one last time, and then you go to release it, this is the release button, and it don't release. And all of a sudden you panic and you say, oh my God, what am I going to do? He told me I can't sleep in it. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. No, you're going to make a phone call, we're going to call you, and we're going to teach you how to get out of your dilemma. But for right now, because that's another video, I'm going to make you watch. But basically now I put on my prosthetic sock, my prosthetic shim, as I call it. We're going to step into the socket, We're going to click in good. When you stand and put full body weight on there, it'll click even more. But now, she doesn't want to turn. We're going to walk around, a couple of hours go by, and you notice that it seems a little loose again. That is absolutely normal. So what we're going to do is you're going to sit down and say, wow, that's no good that it's doing this. So you're going to remove your prosthesis. You're going to decide how much additional sock you need. Unfortunately, I've been an amputee for close to a decade, so I guess technically I'm a veteran at this. But you amateurs will get hold of it so quickly, especially if you pay attention to my videos. This is now a 3-ply, a little bit thicker. Once again, making sure I get that pin through the sock. Now I'm going to step back into my socket. Wow, it's snug again. I'm back where I belong, where my practitioner wanted me. And I'm walking around, and then I'm trying to figure out, no, it's good. It's nice and snug. But you say, but Alan, what happens if it gets loose again? Well, for you beginning amputees, where the first 1 to 3 years, you'll have a little bit more fluctuation in your volume. You're going to remove it. Now, but you say, but Alan, to put another 3 on is not going to be good. No, you can wear these in any combination. You can now put a 1 on top of your 3. So now you have 4-ply on. You're going to step in. I'd rather you be a little under thickness than a little over, because that'll just make the difference between being comfortable, but you don't want to be loose. If you're too loose, that socket is going to rotate. If it's a suction socket, you're going to break suction and it could come off. If you're too loose, you're going to have skin breakdown, you're going to rub. One thing I want to remind you of, when you do, at the end of the day, or even whenever you take your liner off, do a visual inspection of your limb. See if there's any hot red spots. You might want to call us up and ask us to come out, maybe to make adjustments or advise you what you may or may not be doing right. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, always, especially because a large population of our amputees are diabetic. Well, do me a favor. Once in a while, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, inspect your other foot. And if you can't see the bottom and you don't have a mirror readily available, maybe another member of the household. You want to look for skin breakdown. You want to look for ulcerations. You want to look for calluses. You wanted to look for dry skin, because us guys, not like the women, we don't put lotion on. And our skin gets dry and it could crack, which is not good for us diabetics. But let's go a little recap on sock management. Very simple. More than likely, in the beginning of the day, you're going to start off with none or very few socks. As the day goes on, you're going to add. Now, let's say you at one point decide, I'm going to take it easy for a few hours. Well, don't try to get that prosthesis back on with the same amount of socks that it came off with last, because you might have, fluid might have gravitated down to your limb again. So it's a varying amount of socks on a regular basis, day in, day out. That is sock management 101. Very simple. We'll be around to coach you one-on-one when we make delivery and thereafter. You can always make a phone call. You can always reach me on my phone. I'd be more than glad to help anybody, whether you're a South Beach patient, whether you're anybody's patient. Information is part of what we do. We want to educate amputees to be more successful at what they do. Once again, this is Alan Warman, South Beach Prosthetics. Hoping you're having a wonderful sock management day. Signing off. Thank you so much.